Welcome back to Patriot Network TV. I want to refer you again to our great friends at the Heritage Foundation. Now, if you're not a member of Heritage, far be it from me, I don't work for Heritage, I don't make money on Heritage, but I want to tell you, if you want to support a think tank that's out there doing the right thing, and I mean that literally and figuratively, doing the right thing every day, Heritage is the outfit to support. So their Morning Bell publication for March 2nd, 2011, just go to their website and you can get it, is entitled Why Liberals Love Government Waste. And it reviews this new General Accountability Office report, 345-page report, that details 34 major areas of wasteful government spending. And it not only is it wasteful government spending, it's overlapping spending. And somewhere between $100 billion and $400 billion, depending on how you want to parse the numbers, could be saved every single year by just getting rid of these duplicate services. We've got programs in, let's see, where is that number? You got 81 programs that deal with food, and they all overlap. We should have one program that deals with food. We got 60 programs that deal with housing. Should only be one. Okay, and it just is laughable. As much as we have Paul Ryan talking about, we want to cut $100 billion in a fiscal year. Well, the truth of the matter is $100 billion's nothing. We've got a $1.5 trillion deficit for this fiscal year. Under the Obama plan, every budget for the next decade is $1.1 to $1.5 trillion in deficit spending. In another 3-4 years here, somewhere around 2014, 2015, the current projection is for $5.5 trillion of spending with $1.5 trillion of deficit spending. If Obama is reelected, God forbid, and runs these deficits for the 8 years that he could possibly be in office in total, our deficit will double, or I shouldn't say deficit, the yearly deficit will stay right up there between 1.1 and 1.5 trillion, but our debt, our federal debt, will go from about 14 trillion to about 28 trillion. And at some point fairly soon, we're going to be looking at a federal debt that is going to demand somewhere in the neighborhood of $1 trillion a year in interest payments alone. At that point, you're no longer a going concern. We have to slash spending now. We have to slash government control of individual decision making and individual private moral decisions about life. It is time to reinstate what the founders viewed as the mission of America. Now, it isn't just a question of we can't afford it. It's a question of what's moral and immoral for the U.S. federal government to do. I want to quote to you, I'm going to read to you very briefly here from The Making of America. And by the way, if you don't have a copy of The Making of America, you are really harming yourself. This is a great resource for understanding what the founders had in mind. And it is a great resource for an individual citizen to get a real education about what the founders intended. And the dedication of this book, and I just want to read you, this is not even a full page, but dedicated to the generation of resolute Americans we call the Founding Fathers. The Founding Fathers created the first free people to survive as a nation in modern times. They wrote a new kind of constitution, which is now the oldest in existence. They built a new kind of commonwealth designed as a model for the whole human race. They believed it was thoroughly possible to create a new kind of civilization, providing freedom, equality, and justice for all. They created an expansive new cultural climate that gave eagle's wings to the human spirit. They encouraged exploration and technology to reveal the secrets of the universe. They built a free enterprise culture to promote millions of jobs and unprecedented prosperity. They invented for the world as well as for themselves a whole new formula for happiness and success. The essential failure of the Obama administration's budgets, and of the Obama administration for that matter, is a failure to understand that this country is premised on freedom. Freedom first, everything else second. If you go to any economist and you say, what should we do first? Force equality and then work toward freedom, or provide freedom and then work toward equality? Any well-trained economist will tell you that if equality is the goal, any government can push everybody down to the same level of misery. What we want to do is start with freedom first. The very first question that any person, any knowledgeable citizen should ask is, why should I be spending $100 billion to $400 billion a year on these 82 programs that all deal with food when most of it is waste? We could save $100 billion, $400 billion a year. We have $1.5 trillion deficit. What that $1.5 trillion operating deficit is $1.5 trillion of stolen freedom. We are not slaves. We are free people. It is time to act like it. The reason that liberals love government waste is that they want the government to be all powerful. The government being all powerful is the same as for the liberal. The government being all powerful is just like a fundamentalist, pick whichever religion you want, saying that God is all powerful. The liberal wants to make a government that controls every aspect of your life from cradle to grave. We're not slaves, we're free men. It's time to act like it. We have to cut spending. We have to break the public unions. We have to get rid of collective bargaining for the public unions. We have to stand up and say we're free men. Alrighty folks, that's it for today. Next time I talk to you, we're going to go to a constitutional defense of cutting the budget even further. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon.